going. We're going. Okay, so we'll do it this way, then pull this over. Hey, what's up, Cody? Thanks for coming out. Sorry I'm a little late. I actually ended up staying up literally all night working on my syllabus, and today was the first day of classes for this semester, so I got home at like 4 p.m. and just went to sleep, and I just got up. So I'm still a little tired. I only ended up with like 6 hours, and it was like a weird 6 hours. I passed out in like a Jason's Deli. I was sitting there, and I was just like eating my sandwich, and I just like put my head against the wall, and I just fell asleep for some amount of time. I don't remember. I was like in the back corner though, so I don't think anyone noticed or cared, but eventually woke up. I don't think it was for too long. It was probably for like 2 minutes or something.
Your worst decisions will haunt you.
Oh, let me pop the chat out here. Yeah, I'm gonna try to wake up a little bit. I'm gonna do the best I can here. There we go. Now that the semester started, once I get everything settled in, I'm gonna try to, do some more guides and some more extra stuff. I know that views have been down a little bit lately, and I think in part that's because I've been doing less guides. Come on, man. Let me try a pipe game. Hey, what's up, Victoria? Hey, thanks, Tom Dog. Yeah, it is getting kind of busy. Can I not pull that off of the... God, that's really annoying. Can I do it over here? Like, will not let me pull this up. Can I get to the corner of it? There we go. Okay. God. Okay. I'm trying to pull it from the bottom, and it would pull other things. Bard. Bard's annoying. Do we go bone plating, or do we go, I guess we probably still go bone plating. Vein. Alright. Hey, thanks, Fair and Wolf. I appreciate it. Oh, what's up, Spring Jack? Yeah, from TFT. Nice, man. Yeah, getting tier 3, level 4 tier 3. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Hey, thanks, Zach. I appreciate the likes, especially over the last few days. It's been a little rough, so those likes definitely help. They always help, especially on some tough nights. Oh, God, I did it again. Okay, that's fine. Let me fix that. Yeah, Vane's just terrible, man. I don't know. I mean, I understand she's cool. She's a vampire hunter. Like, having that much mobility is fun, but it's like, that's just not the meta for her. It's like, she literally might be the worst person to put with a Pyke bot lane. Like, actually the worst. I think I would rather have Ezreal. Ezreal at least has some burst. Like, as if you're good on him, you know, there's like the potential for Ezreal to do some damage in lane during trades, but it's like Vayne is like,
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I guess, you know, if you proc PTA and Silver Bolts, like, that is a decent little chunk. Katie Couric. Was there some kind of tab up or something about Katie Couric? There's an interview video with her that I show students where she's talking about how to be a good interviewer. She's a like an old school, pretty popular personality. She's worked with like ABC and CBS and a bunch of different news stations. And she has a video about like what it takes to be a good interviewer, and I use it when I teach qualitative research. I don't know where you saw that or why you're asking me about Katie Couric, but I assume there might have been some kind of like saved or bookmarked tab or something somewhere. Well, ideally both smash, but I mean, ultimately something not necessarily they're comfortable with. I don't care about their psychological state. I care about experience with would be a better word. Because someone can say they're comfortable with, like, X champion, they've got 5 games on in the last 30 days or something. I want something they've got experience with. But people always ask me, you know, should I play stuff I've got experience with or stuff that's like meta? It's like, to get experience on meta things is usually my my answer. But if it has to be one or the other, it doesn't have to be either or. But if that's the situation, then yeah, I'd rather have comfort. So if this guy's got 2,000 games on Vayne, no games on Draven, yeah, I'd rather him play Vayne. But he definitely, people don't take Doran's shield nearly enough against poke lanes.
Don't care about gold.
No stun? I was trying to see if I get the Bard over there. Trying to do the trick shot, grab the Bard, and get the kill on him. Man, if she would have pinned him with the E, I guess she took Silver Bolts instead of, like, you should. I think you should take your pin early, because if she had a pin into that wall, he was dead. Cause they just buffed her her E also to where it does more damage early on, a lot more damage. So that's part of why I went on the Bard there. Is I was like, oh, perfect, he's against a wall, so if she pins him, he's dead. It's like, nope. It does like 150 damage or something early game. I know. She didn't take it. She didn't take her E. Bad day. Yo, what's up, Prophet? I don't know if I agree with that. I think if you have a Pike on your team, you need to go for your E at level 2. Because Pike's going to be looking for those picks out of bushes a lot of times. I would obviously only get 1 point in the E, but I think, like, because it allows you to actually get a kill at level 2. If you have just your silver bolts, you're not getting a kill at level 2. Like, there's no way you can do it. There's, like, actually a pretty high threat that you can get a kill if the Pike pulls somebody out of a bush. Because you can just, like, flash and pin them into the wall, too. Typically, if you get the pin, they're dead. Like, it does a shocking amount of damage in the early game, and it's like a 1.5 second stun.
We took too much. I'm collecting a debt.
I don't know exactly what the number is, but I feel like it's like at least 150 damage, maybe more with just a level 1 E, because like the damage is doubled if you stun them. That's like the second cannon I wasn't able to get. It's too close. We still have enough map pressure. You actually get your relic wards pretty quickly. I mean, relic shield is the best gold generating item, I think. Pretty much always has been, or in most metas it has been. Water Drake. It's like they just don't have any tanks on their team either. I mean, like, there are metas where Vayne is OP, but it's usually tank metas. I was watching an old video of mine that someone commented on that was like, what's wrong with Season 7? It was pretty funny because a lot of the stuff that were like my critiques of Season 7 are also some of my critiques of Season 9. I could do a new video. It could be interesting about what I think are some of the biggest problems with Season 9 and how they could fix it.
We'll all be underwater soon.
Which I think overall Season 9's fine, but... Hey, what's up, W2G? Yes, it will have more DLC. They've said it. It's not going to be a new race, but I think they have at least one Lord pack. So they're going to add in a couple of extra legendary lords. And I don't remember, aside from that, what they're doing. We're just going to get one of these just so we can get a little bit more money. Usually you'd want to get boots or something here, but well, other lanes are feeding, but we can't do anything about it because we got a Vayne lane.
Enemy rampage.
I know who I am. Mostly.
Damn it! Holy shit, the creep block. Well, I guess at least we got a kill there. That healed right when I was trying to ult him. I guess I should have known he was going to do that. Don't tumble forward, Vayne. She was in range just to get the third auto. You don't need to tumble there. People are just so bad on Vayne. Which is sad. I mean, it's not like the champion always has to be bad. I don't think that she's, like, great right now. But if you have, like, if you're just very good at managing her tumble, then
Cowards behind the desk.
she can be alright. But it's like nobody uses it correctly. They always just want to use the tumble every time it's off cooldown. Usually tumble forward, which... just like, I don't know who the next Lord Pack's gonna be for. If you Google like upcoming Warhammer 2 DLC, I think they have given like a timetable. I just can't remember what it is offhand. It'll probably be some kind of like thing where it's like multiple factions. So probably a faction that it might, I don't know, it might be an old world faction, but I doubt it. It's a faction that doesn't have a lot of legendary lords. I don't know who it would be. If it was Warhammer 2.
An enemy has been slain.
They've already done a high elf one. They just recently did a Skaven one. It's been a while since they've, well, they did a dark elf and a high elf, and then they did a Skaven and a wizardman. So they've kind of got them all covered. And the other ones are kind of newer factions.
Your turret has been destroyed. Shut down.
It'd be cool if they did like Beastmen and Wood Elves or something, because like both of those factions don't have many lords. I think that SFO mod is going to do something with Beastmen soon. I mean, I guess Vayne is up CS. Somehow. So that's good. Christ. The old one-shot, eh?
Your turret has been destroyed.
Death keeps spitting me right back out.
I just heard about Total War and wanted to play it. Yeah, they did say they're not doing any more race packs. Yeah, I could have used my E there. I didn't honestly think she was gonna blow me up, and I was stun locked. Like once she got the stun on me, I was dead. I wasn't sure if I needed to try to turn around and get the try to kill him or not with the trundle. I should have just run.
Folk have a way with persuasion.
Holy shit! Really? Pike's okay. Really trying, you know. Pike's alright. I'm trying to play something other than Recon whenever I can that I think is still, like, competitive, just because I know I play a lot of Recon. I know people like to see other things, but I wouldn't say I'm necessarily finally liking it. He's alright.
An ally has been slain.
People can drown pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, most Bard players have a lot of experience on him. There's not just someone that people randomly play, typically. Just trying to zone him off the tower with the hook. Oh, look at that. Holy sh... Oh, we have, like, no CC on our team. I mean, and Pike is banned in like 50% of games, so it's not like I don't try to play him sometimes, but it's he's just hard to get. I guess it's the exact same items. I don't know if I want Dustblade or Ghostblade. I think Ghostblade's supposed to be a little bit better. Alright, we're getting back in there. We have decent... Who has CC? What is our decent CC? All we literally have is like Ari Charm, and like maybe if Trundle pillars and Vayne condemns into the pillar. It's like, it's very conditional. Army comp for Dark Elves. It depends on the Lord. I mean, it's just like unlimited money, obviously, just like spamming a lot of dragons. And just like Blackguard and Agaron. It just depends on the, like, what part of the game you're in. Holy shit, how long was I stunned? Did Jen hit me with W? God.
An ally has been
So we were just getting back in the game, and the guy that's 1-8 decided it's time to make the play in 1v9.
I'm already dead. More death.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Shit, no! Ah, the jacks! Fucking jumped. Then I run it in 1v9. There's so many people that are so low, though. Yeah, that was absolutely devastating. I shouldn't have run that close. I was trying to get like a really high percentage hook. He's just bad. Most people are just bad. They don't try to throw the game on purpose.
An ally has been slain. Has been slain.
Damn it, it's so hard when you're behind this Pike because you just get one-shotted by everything. Like the Graves just looks at me and I disappear. Yeah, and you pretty much die. Like, if you're not getting ult resets, you're pretty worthless. I mean, you do have hooks, but you don't have as many tools. Like, Pike has more snowball potential, and he's got, I don't know, like, Rakan's got a lot of offense, too. Pike does get a lot of extra gold. Has snowball potential that way, but he doesn't have as many defenses. Like, if I was Rakan right now, I'd have enough armor where I wouldn't get one-shotted by the Graves. Rakan's got a lot of armor. Not a lot, but, like, he gets armor items, or he can. He's got shields, mobility. Pike's just better all-rounded. Yeah, they buffed him. Little bit. I don't think it was a big buff, but Yeah, I mean, he was the picture, I think, on my patch notes video.
And did nothing.
I don't know. I think they'll have some version of a huge map with everything in Warhammer 3 in it, but they might have something like Vortex. I wish they would, I wish they would, like, give Mortal Empires campaigns something like the Vortex. I like the concept of, like, a race. It'll probably be some kind of, like, chaos countdown or something. I don't think Pike's Hook's harder to land than Thresh. It's also on a much lower cooldown if you flat out miss it. Thresh's becomes a lower cooldown if you're constantly hitting it, but I think Thresh's is actually harder to hit. Yeah, sorry, Kira. I honored him for good shot calling. I thought he was making some good plays. Somehow I said that with a straight face for 10 seconds. I don't know. Sometimes I just ironically honor people. I think eventually we'll get back to that. But, a lot of things happen. Well, some of which was like Google's algorithm just changed. That's the only thing I can conclude. Because, like, even in June, you know, like what you were talking about, we were getting 180 to 200 pretty much all of June. And then July hit. And, like, when TFT came out, I don't think that had a ton to do with it. People on my channel weren't watching TFT a lot. Just, like, in July, though, it just, like, dropped. It just went down to, like, 100. Just, like, out of nowhere. And it's been that way. It's been just really weird. Because, like, earlier this year, it was, you know, probably around, like, 120 to 150. And then we got up to, like, 150 to 200. There were a couple of nights where we got to like 260 in like June and May.
Your worst decisions will haunt
and last year we were like that too. You know, I would say probably in 2018 from like January through June, we're at like, you know, the 150 to 200 range. Most of it like the 180 to 200 range. And then just like with the ADC apocalypse, where everyone was really pissed off because they nerfed all the ADCs in mid-June, and Fortnite was getting really popular. You know, we dropped down in views a lot, down to like 100 out of nowhere. Then that happened again in July this time, so then I was like, okay, I'm going to go give Twitch a try in July, and we pretty much exclusively streamed on Twitch in July, and of course that killed a lot of our... didn't kill, but it like lowered our viewership a lot on YouTube. We didn't have any YouTube streams. And then just a lot of people didn't follow us over to Twitch. You know?
Let's dance.
Our average Twitch viewers were like 57 or something like that. Oftentimes lower than that. So I was like, okay, I can get to Twitch Partner easily. It's like 75, no problem. Well, it's a problem. People just don't watch on that platform. At least my audience doesn't watch on that platform. So we did get a lot of subs, which is nice. We got like 80 subs, which is good. So that's why I still stream on Twitch a couple of nights a week. But yeah, so that's the thing. And then part of the time people, yeah, but it's not always that way because my viewership never dropped off in 2017 like that. It was like a very, very minor dip in viewership in 2017. But then last year it was just catastrophic. This year is catastrophic. And, you know, you can say it's summer, but like all throughout June it was solid. You know, like that's summer too. Kids are out, people are going on vacations in June. It's just like July for some reason. Wait, what did Vox do? But yeah, so basically what like YouTube changed its algorithm to more heavily favor they do have a Vlad, but they also have Riven. I guess we'll do double armor. To more heavily favor shorter videos because they care about the percentage of time that people watch your video. Not the total amount of time watched, which is what it has been in the past. So longer form content like streams, you know, people will you know, drop in and watch maybe 2 games or something on average. I think we average like 30 minutes or something when people come in to watch on like a 5-hour stream. And that includes people who just like pop in for like 2 seconds and then leave because they're like, oh, this wasn't what I was looking for, which happens. Then that's bad because they're only watching a certain percent. And that's why you see a lot of YouTube videos, like deliberately, they will try to be like 10 to 12 minutes. You need to be like 10 minutes minimum a lot of times. You get like a lot of bonuses for that. But then they'll stay as close to like that like 10 to 12, 10 to 15 minutes as possible. Because if people come in and only watch for like basically 5 seconds, which there's always going to be like a certain amount of people that do that, it pulls down your average a lot. And if someone only comes in and you basically get a 0 out of 10 minutes, it hurts. But if people were coming in and averaging, like watching 7 minutes out of that, that's 70% of your video that they're watching. And so YouTube's going to recommend it in their recommended videos and all that stuff because they're like, wow, this is a good video because people are watching 70% of this 10-minute video. But if I have like an hour-long guide and people, you know, there's a certain amount of people that are coming in and just watching 2 seconds of it, a 0 out of 60 minutes hurts a lot. So that might drag my average down to like 20 minutes of people watching the guide. And then YouTube's going to think, well, that video is not as good because people are only watching 20 minutes out of 60. So they're only watching a third of it. So we're not going to recommend that as much. So that's kind of one of the big changes they've done in the algorithm over the last year or so that has hurt us. And then they've been off and on with some other things as well that they tinker with. And there's just more competition too. You know, there are a couple of other support content creators out there. Oh, I didn't know that, Kira. Yeah, they're just doing all kinds of things that just don't favor the kind of content that I create in my ecosystem. I could, you know, I probably should step it up a little bit more with the tags. And I'm never going to do like the 10-minute clickbait, all caps videos, but I could do some stuff to definitely step my game up a little bit if I wanted to. I'm just like, I'm so busy with school and just other stuff going on a lot of times that sometimes I just don't put as much time into the nuts and bolts stuff. Wow, I can't believe she didn't try to flash it or anything. I guess she figured she was dead anyways. But yeah, so that's why views are lower, but I think we'll get it back. Part of it's just like the, you know, because I went to Twitch for the streaming and then came back, it takes people a long time before they get back on board with that. There'll be people that'll come in like months later. Oh, I didn't realize you still were streaming, even though I like say it in every video. But yeah, and it's getting used to my schedule because I am gonna do like partially Twitch because I do want to do some stuff for the people that are, you know, subscribed on Twitch. But once, you know, people get used to my schedule a lot more, then I think we'll get the numbers back. Yeah, you can't just find an editor that does, like, editors are expensive. Like, Trick2G, they're probably paying whoever that is, like, that does the editing for that video, bare minimum $10,000 a year to do that. There's people that are bigger channels that can afford that stuff, and probably more than that. 'Cause it takes a long time to do those things. Like, it's not free. I remember I watched a video because I was trying to learn how to do some video editing a few months ago, and I think it was the guy who does like for I'm a Cutie Pie, and he was saying to like just do those like the little 15-minute like funny videos or whatever, the highlights. It's like an 8-hour job every day. He clocks in, and if you're paying somebody that like skilled labor, cheapest it would be for something like that would be like maybe $15 an hour if you can find like a teenager that does that really well. That doesn't live in like a huge city, maybe, but even that amount, $600 a week, you know, which would be $30,000 a year. Even some smaller time people actually pay the money for those kinds of editors.
Okay, get 'em watching. Burn 'em up.
Just to try to grow their channel, you know. But yeah, I mean, I could definitely use like some graphic design and stuff like that, step it up, but 15 by 8, 120 a day, yeah, but even just 5 days a week, 600 a week. Times 50. Yeah, it's very, very expensive. But people, I don't know what Trick2G's subs are or his views. I think he's over 500,000 subs right on YouTube. So and he's probably making 6 figures. So if you, you know, if you're making that kind of money, if you're making, I don't know what his numbers are, but if you're making like $150,000 a year and you're growing your channel a lot still, you know, it might be worth it to you to pay somebody $30,000 who does some really nice work. I don't know what you mean by variety, but variety is actually pretty bad on the channel. Everyone thinks it's a good, like, in theory it sounds good. Like, oh, I could just play some other, like, games. It's not how it works. You lose a lot of viewers by doing that. I mean, just look at Teamfight Tactics. And that was another part. It wasn't, I didn't do a ton of Teamfight Tactics, but whenever I did, the views were just down a ton. Like, I know on Twitch, for example, if I had, you know, a lot of times, if we had like 60 viewers and I did some Teamfight Tactics for a couple of games, we'd drop down to like, you know, 40. Oh god. Dead. I don't know, like, you can just be a brand. I don't know if you really need to transition. I mean, a lot of them are not, like, making money and making YouTube because they're, like, super top-end players. So I don't think that it's, like, if they get older, their mechanics are going to go down. A lot of it is just their brand. Like, people know who they are. I mean, there are a lot of people that are not, like, think of, like, I'm a PewDiePie, or, yeah, PewDiePie, Markiplier, like some of these other like old school like mega YouTubers, they aren't like experts at their games. People just watch them for their personality, and just because they have a really good brand that people are just known for, they just have a fan base. It's like a decade more old. So I think that, you know, yeah, for you to be a pro gamer, that's a young man's game, you know? Once you get a bit older, you can't be a pro anymore, but you can still, like... But yeah, I think it's just like pretty much any other industry. It's not really based on performance at that point. Took a tower shot.
When you open your eyes, you see everything.
That's exactly right, W2G. He went over to Paradox Games. So there's a lot of YouTubers that are like that, where they try to go do something else, doesn't work, and then they got to come back. Maybe. I mean, it just depends on the person. That's a, you know, wide sweeping claim. I'm sure some people will fall off. New people will come in. It's just kind of the nature of things, but
The only way to understand
I think it's possible, sure.
Plunge into it, move with it, dance and dance.
yeah, the thing is, you build up a fan base for, like, people often watch. There's a few main reasons why people would watch, right? So, like, personality is definitely, you know, one of them. Holy shit. Real?
Fun. I need some fun.
But yeah, people want usually expertise, or at least experience with something, is a lot. Cause like you're not gonna perform that well. People are watching it. You know, a big part of a stream obviously is a kind of visual art. Like you need to be proficient at it. You're not gonna be able to talk about it in depth. Because those are kind of two of the major things that people want. They'll want, like, insights into what's going on. They'll want explanations. Holy shit. Ooh, I thought that Yasuo was coming down. Damn it, he went for Dragon. I mean, I guess that was good. I just misread what was going to happen there.
An ally has been slain.
Okay, hopefully he gets him.
Why?
I misread. I mean, I thought we'd be able to kill the Triss, but I guess not. Okay, so I just got to respond to Alistar and try to peel.
You're only
An
given a little
enemy
spark
has
of
been
madness.
slain.
You mustn't lose it. I'm gonna show people some of the strength.
But yeah, so
If it don't get out of control,
you know, if you're switching games all the time, it makes it really hard. Then basically it's like only personality, right? Because you're not going to have expertise. You're not going to be able to give a lot of good commentary about stuff. And usually that's only the really big name people that can do that. You can't start off being a variety streamer. I tried doing that when I started, a variety content creator. I used to, you know, when I first started, I was dabbling in Total War, League, and then I was playing some like XCOM 2 and Civ 6, and I just wanted to be like a strategy gamer, you know, playing a bunch of different stuff. Because I was like, people like that, you know? But you have certain people that show up for certain things. Like there's a lot of people that would just want to watch League or just watch Warhammer, or whatever, right? And then you have to, if people are just there for the, like the type of game, which is what a lot of people are, then it's just, your viewership's just going to be really inconsistent. So it's better just to, you know, provide an experience, a product, you know, that people can, you know, they know what they're getting. They know what to expect. They know when it's happening. It's just very consistent. God, how are we so... We were so far ahead. We were murdering them. I thought we were, right? Like, we got early kills. I guess Jinx gifted them 2 kills under tower, and then I died a couple of times, too, going down with the ship. Yeah, that's my experience on it. That's why a lot of the people that are, like... Even some of the top-end people, but definitely, like, the lower to moderate people... You know, the people under 100K, the people maybe even between like 100 to like 500K are really successful because they play one game. Usually. God, that did way more damage than I thought it would. I'm gonna get blasted.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I'm just trying to live
Your
the moment.
turret has been destroyed.
Humans claim
I mean, variety can be good, and I know people have said that, like, why don't you play this game or that game? I would like to play variety. It'd be fun. It just, I'm telling you, every time I'm not playing ranked League of Legends, the viewership falls off a lot. Even if it's something that's similar. Even if it's, like, normals League of Legends, trying out new champions. Like, oh, I can just play variety in League of Legends. I can just try out some different roles, or, you know, try out some different champs. No. It still falls off. A lot. Anytime I play a normal. Or just do like a coaching session or whatever, you know, the views are down. People just want to see that rank. Teamfight Tactics. Playing that, views are down. Every time I try to do that, even ranked Teamfight Tactics. Just anything that's not like ranked League of Legends. Even though realistically, you know, I just kind of bounce around the same rank, you know, typically between like Plat 2 and D4 over a long period of time. It's the concept of rank. People just like that more. The possibility of climbing up.
You've come to kill me.
that's the only way to live.
Can we go in? How fed is Vlad? Not very. Okay, there we go. Hey, what's up, Jordan? Officially, it stops at 9:30, but I have a very chaotic life, so sometimes it's a bit later. Like, last night, I literally stayed up all night. I didn't go to sleep until 4 p.m. today. So, I slept till like 10:30 and then started. So, sorry about that. Typically, I try to start between 9:30 and 10, but
I don't want a war.
I'll stay a little bit later. Well, y'all are talking about editing. I can't follow the full conversation. But the thing is, people call them editors, but what editing is typically is just like cleaning up technical stuff. They're making artistic contributions. These people that are getting labeled as editors, they're really more producers. Because they're like adding in, like they're creating all of the humor, you know, they are creating the whole like vibe, right? Is it going to be like a weeb kind of channel, you know? Is it going to be a kind of a serious? Is it going to be like a circus kind of channel? Like a lot of the sounds and just the way that they put the clips together, it's not just clarifying what the message is. It's not just making it more technically proficient. They're not just picking random stuff that's like, you know, these are just like the best plays. You know, they're adding a whole personality to it a lot of times. I mean, I haven't watched a lot of, one of the people that I think popularized this was Nightblue really early on with his whole kind of like weeb, you know, mentality. I don't know if that's like a, what you call it, a politically, whatever, okay word. But I think people self-identify as that. But anyways, kind of the Asian themed stuff with like the anime and stuff like that. Like he created a whole vibe and a whole personality around that. It's very different from just this is straight gameplay. It's like you were tuning in because he was a whole like culture. And so a lot of these people were, you know, they're really like, a lot of these editors are really kind of producers, like video producers, content creators in their own right. Oh, that's probably Baron.
Enemy double kill.
I don't know. I can't follow the whole conversation, but like, it's these people that are like for full-time channels, it's like, or for big channels, that's their full-time job. Like it's, you know, at least 40 hours a week of just creating these videos.
I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to scout around. Pretty sure.
So like I said, you know, a lot of them are making probably at least 30,000 a year. I'm pretty sure that PewDiePie's editor said once that PewDiePie gives him all the money from YouTube to do those videos. I don't know if that's entirely true, but he just like keeps the Twitch money and gives his editor like all of the YouTube money.
I totally forgot why I'm here.
I don't know know what's going on. Why are people freaking out in
So I can burn
chat?
it again.
Yeah, I mean, he just... People like the message retracted thing.
I will make them dance.
I mean, it's
I
just a
will make
job.
them
Like,
feel.
I don't know. I think you can be an editor and still have a social life, just like you can have a job and have a social life. Oh my god, she really not gonna die. Wait, where the hell did... Oh my god, Jinx got zoned? Oh, that's been in there. Mundo gave up on it, ran away. All he had to do is literally one more cleaver, one more auto, and Riven was dead. He just ran at like 80% health. Like, he engaged the fight and then immediately ran away after the fight, like, was engaged. Mundo just seems so bad. It's like, tanks in general are just terrible right now. There's a couple, like, in some circumstance, like Sejuani, she's been nerfed so many times, though, but I think she's still, like, alright.
Only the embers remain.
I mean, you want money, you gotta, you know, or you want quality, you gotta pay for it, typically. Not always, but typically.
An ally has been slain.
Whoa, what?
Enemy double kill.
Everyone's just dying everywhere, man.
Has been slain.
Jesus Christ, my chance is 3 and 8. Tristana's like, let me just use my jump here. Wait. Oh, she triggered the bomb on me. I was like, how'd she get a reset? This is so obnoxious. She's ahead. Jinx got a couple of kills there. That's good. She can just get a couple more items. I mean, we can still win. They only have one inhibitor. We do have a good front line. You know, if Jinx gets enough, Jinx and Yasuo get like one more item. And Mundo can just like absorb a lot of hits, and then I can, you know, do my thing. Then I think we can probably still turn around. It just takes a while.
The humans call it battle. It's just a dance.
Nice, congrats, Carlos. That's when Alice started dinging his bell.
Our magic is a fury. It is a song you cannot resist. So fine, I kill. I need
Jinx. I had nobody to jump to. Wait, Jinx is like AFK in the I thought she was walking up here. I could have sworn she was like at the tower. Did she turn around to go back? Wow. I guess they just win. Was I wrong about that? Hold on, let me see. I'm watching the replay.
A summoner has disconnected.
Yeah, I mean, I knew we probably should have waited on Jinx. I got stun locked by something. I thought I was going to have a 3-person engage knockup, but we didn't have Yasuo and we didn't have Jinx. And, like, Mundo's just worthless. I mean, yeah, as Alistar, you basically just go in and press R. And then hope that people focus you. Alistar is one of the better tanks out there, though, as far as like at least he engages. So I think that gives him an edge over something like Tahm Kench or Braum. Like I would still rather have, you know, Rakan, Pyke, Thresh, a lot of the hook champions, but you have infinite respawns, but as the game time goes up in League, it takes longer to spawn. So, like, right there, when everybody died, we all had, like, 35-second timers, so they were going to be able to win the game. Yeah, I mean, his win rate's not good, but I'm just saying, if you have... Most tanks' win rates are not good. But if you have to play a tank... Or I think of, like... For me, I think that the valuable part of tanks is not that they're tanks, it's usually their engage and their CC. So, like... Pyke, for example, is not a tank, per se, but he can start fights, right? And he's got CC. Rakan's not a tank, but he can start fights and he's got CC. So I think that... But then Alistar can also start fights, has CC, Leona, Nautilus, like all of those are pretty decent. Once we start going into things that are like, you know, Braum and Tahm Kench and things like that, at kind of like under diamond elo brackets, I feel like those aren't as good. Those are tanks, but they don't have a lot of like high quality engage. Yeah, I know Abora it's weird. I mean, that wasn't my best game ever. I got caught out several times. So
will haunt you.
I think that we definitely could have won. We had opportunities there. We let bot lane get away from us. Jinx just missed position really poorly when we had a huge advantage. We got the level 2 kill. Hey, thanks WTG. I appreciate it, buddy. Hey, I am starting, I'm going to start releasing episodes for the a Wood Elf campaign, probably this weekend. So I'm going to keep doing some Ozdemuni for a little bit, do some Wood Elves, and then we'll probably revisit maybe some Wolfric or Chaos for a week or two. And then we got some Dwarfs coming up after that, so we got a lot of Warhammer stuff on the docket. Oh, thanks, Happy, also. I kind of wanted to play Yumi. I'm not sure if the poke is going to be any good here, though. I can kind of keep up with Soraka. She's going to heal through a lot of the poke. We'll just go with Rakan. I just think that Soraka's just going to heal through the poke early.
Let's dance.
I mean, it's simple. It's just a 4-digit number. It's MMR. Basically, like, whenever you lose or win games, you get, like, 20 points. Pretty much. And then it tries to match you with people that are within a certain range. Within, like, a 30-point range. It can just look a little off because of the series. So, like, if someone loses a lot at, like, Platinum 4-0 LP, they're going to get matched with gold people because they don't get demoted. So, like, if Platinum 4 is something like 1850 MMR on average, but you lose like 5 games at Platinum 4 in a row and don't get demoted, then your MMR is going to go down. You know, your MMR is going to go down 80 points, but you're still going to be at Platinum 4 where the average is 1850, and so it's going to put you down there with other people. So it's just like, it's really confusing. The 4-digit number is always really stable and standardized for the most part. You're going to be gaining and losing like 18 to 22 MMR every game. It's just the LP is really confusing because of the series. Because you can win games like in a promo series, and that doesn't, like, it raises your MMR, but it doesn't technically count in other ways. But yeah, they do all sorts of goofy things with the LP. If it's like a new account or if it's on like a win streak or something, it'll give it more LP, even though the MMR is always the same. I think it's just dumb. I wish, and I think a lot of people wish they would just go back to the 4-digit MMR. I mean, it's basically what they do in Challenger. You start with 0, and you've got a number that goes up 18 to 20 every time. There are no promotion series. There are no demotion series unless you get demoted out of Challenger. But it's just a straight number. It's like, okay, they do that for Challengers. Why don't they just do that for everybody?
Consequences only matter.
Like I said, I think the original argument was they wanted to add more drama, right? Because a lot of people just sit around the same elo range, right? You know, most people were probably something between like Silver 4 and Silver 2 all game, or all season on
30
average.
seconds until minions
Look
spawn.
right.
So they wanted to add more drama, you know,
Time to show it.
to get people to keep playing, right? Like, oh, we got these promotion series and demotion series. But the problem is, like, it's a bad kind of drama. Like, it doesn't feel good. Like, the only time that the series feels good is whenever, like, you win for the first time and get promoted. Like, the first time you get to gold, yeah, it feels great. But then,
Minions have spawned.
you know, every time after that, when you get demoted and then re-promoted back to gold, like, it feels bad. So the series doesn't do anything, I would argue, and actively kind of
Isaiah
makes you
says
feel
someone
bad.
has to die, they die. And they deserve
I don't think it adds anything. You know, because if you just had the 4-digit number that corresponds with a ranking, which is what they had for the first 2 seasons of League, you know, you'd just be like, okay, I'm 15-15 elo, that's gold. You know? You still get the feels good. You're like, yes, I finally made it to gold, I'm 15-15. But then if you lost games, you dropped down below that. You just moved very freely. You know, you just be in and out of whatever bracket.
I don't want a world that's safe.
Okay. So I don't know. I think it would achieve similar highs where people would be, you know, excited when they got to new brackets, but then you wouldn't feel bad about having to go through these series over and over again. If you get demoted especially, it feels terrible. I mean, every other major competitive game just uses a 4-digit, just the MMR. Like, League is, I think, one of the only games that has some obscure, like, 2-tier system where it's like they use a different number to actually matchmake your games than the number that they show you. Right? I mean, I think Overwatch just has a 4-digit number. Dota, 4-digit number.
It's all filthy.
Fortnite doesn't even have a ranking system, I don't think. Yeah, she really didn't need to flash that. I mean, it's Ezreal, man. It's not a Draven. But I'll take it. You know, my win rate with Ezreal is actually like 54% in theory. So it feels terrible, but we do win some. He's like the 5th ADC, 5th most winning ADC.
It ain't a party.
An enemy has been slain.
Dude, run. What the fuck is wrong with people, man? You're Ezreal. He's like literally just AFK auto-attacking.
I'm offended by how little attention he's given.
It's like, yeah, dude, you got isolated Q. She procced her passive and pressed the attack on you. Because she actually has a reason to sit there and auto-attack. Like, there's zero reason you should ever sit and auto-attack as Ezreal. You should always be, you know, backing up, trying to land Qs, unless you're going for an all-in burst. And then once your stuff's on cooldown, you back up. Like, Ezreal's a poke and burst champion. He's not a stand there and auto-attack champ. Well, we had a good trade. We just forced 3 of their 4 summoners. I could have just flashed on the Soraka. Like, we could have just reset, wait on our cooldowns, and then I flashed W the Soraka, and she's dead. Because they're out of stuff. But, nope.
Magic is supposed to be skill.
It's like every 80k is like, LOL, my bad. I walked in the tower last game twice, through the lane. I'm going to try to stay positive. Much as I can. I'm so tired of it, man. I mean, I know how he dies. He basically went AFK and right click.
You weren't a little frightened?
He doesn't, like, he has a pretty slow attack speed. And he doesn't get anything from auto attacking. Like, he doesn't have any stacks. Like, Kaisa stacks up her passive. When she autos, she has a faster auto attack speed. And she has press the attack, which does a lot of damage. Whereas he has Klepto, which doesn't do any damage. So, like, Ezreal is, like I said, built for trades, not for all-in, like, right-clicking. He's not Jinx, he's not Kaisa. Like that is more how you trade.
I look around these places and I see freedom.
I took a lot of heat on that. But that's like closer to what we want to do, where we just get the Soraka low, put some threat on her, and then she has to play really far back or risk dying, because I have flash and she doesn't. We gotta wait.
So fine, I gotta get my...
There you go.
If you look at things the right way, it's all...
Wish there were more chance for engage. There's a lot of champs like that that you can like use to engage long range. Lux is very similar to Morg. And of course you have all the hook champions.
They're gonna try and test me?
Zyra.
Danger
Yeah,
is
Morg
fun
is one of the
and
most
envy.
despised champs in the game because she's just very anti-fun. It's like the Yasuo of supports. You just can't do any CC, and her bind lasts for like 3 seconds. Stuff that people really hate is being CC'd for years and not being able to use most of their spells. Like, those are on the, definitely on the list of unfun things. That's why people hate Yasuo a lot of times. It's not because he does a lot of damage or his ult or he moves around a lot. Like, that's a thing. What's really annoying about Yasuo? Wind wall. Because it stops you from being able to, like, play your champion. So those types of things are really obnoxious.
Time to get it started.
It would have been nice if he ulted immediately when I knocked him up. But we did get a little bit of extra damage on him, so I guess that's alright.
Shut down.
What I need to be doing is just shot calling more, just push in, go get dragons, deeper wards. There are mostly AD, so I'm just gonna get tabby. Oh god.
Humans claim it is
I really like having Mobies, but having the extra defense is so nice on Rakan. Well, Janna is like a lot more skill expression, believe it or not, than something like a Black Shield that's point click. And Janna has like very clearly defined, you know, weaknesses. Like, I don't mind peel. Like, I think Braum's shield is like, you know, peel or like defense that's like done right. You know, it's still annoying, but it's like it's a little more balanced. Because that's like a lot of what he has. That's most of his kit is that. I don't know if we have enough damage. Maybe. Does he have ult? He doesn't have ult. Or mana. Yeah.
Damn it, Zaya, where are you?
Okay. That's fair. So he didn't back earlier when I backed. Is that what happened? As soon as he gets ult, I think we can kill him with just ult, maybe. I don't know. I don't want Shen ult down here. We're gonna lose a tower. Wow. 100 CS to 35 top lane. It's pretty impressive.
I miss Zaya. Vision is the first step towards understanding.
Come here. Come here. Ran out of E range. Why is she taking so long to kill? We just don't have items yet, I guess. She has some kind of. Doesn't really have any healing. Damn, alright, he's putting up some damage.
Our
An enemy has been slain.
my lady's gonna heal them.
I guess maybe I should have gone back to Ezreal faster after the Soraka. Wait, did she have? I thought she didn't have flash. Did she just barrier and walk out? I think she flashed.
I'm gonna take all they got, then laugh.
Oh, did he not ult? No, he ulted. I'm pretty sure he ulted when I went on her. Maybe he didn't. Maybe I missed it. Yeah, Frozen Heart's like 2,700 gold. It's too expensive. I've always said one thing that would help out a lot with tanks is if they brought Frozen Heart back. You know? Frozen Heart's just a victim of being like the old school, you know, support item that's like too expensive. Like all the newfangled support items are like, you know, 2,200 gold. It's like 2,700.
They think they can catch
I don't want to lose.
Oops, didn't mean to hit that.
How could they not be? Ladies and gentlemen,
It's just.
I am here to entertain myself.
Uh-oh.
But you too!
When we got priority in all the lanes, I think we can do it. Solace is gonna come down here too.
I am a chronic line stepper.
I have a lot of armor. If he goes on me, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Pretty sure we beat him. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not there, dude. Dude, he's gonna turn around and pop you. Yeah, if they made Frozen Heart, they drop it down to like 2,300 gold, about the same as Knight's Vow or Zeke's, just 2,200, 2,300 gold. Just take off like some of the armor and some of the mana. I think that'd be great. It's a 20% CDR, has a nice little defense. The problem with buffing any support items is that, like tank support items, his tank supports are already so good in pro. So they'd have to nerf, like, they need to nerf some of their like macro or team fighting capabilities and just like more prioritize their engage. Holy shit, Ezreal.
Shut down.
I'm trying to give you the kill, man. My god. Yeah, I know. They don't like what they're calling invisible power, which are like aura items, where they're just like extremely strong, but they don't do anything like visually, or like they don't change the way that people are playing the game. Wow, really? Oh, they have an AFK, I guess? Yep, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's what I've been saying for years, Wings, is they need a stat. That still wouldn't solve the problem of like supports being really good at, like tank supports being really good in pro, but not being like, so being balanced around pro basically. But that would help diversify the support pool a ton if they did that. I would bring in other things like AP support specifically. That could have like a cheap AP item that had some good utility on it, you know, like Twin Shadows without, you know, they could lower Twin Shadows down, you know, they could just buff it up again, give it a 60-second cooldown on the ghosts, and, you know, all of that good stuff. Make it like 2,400 gold, and then mid laners and other people wouldn't really abuse it. Who is AFK over there? I don't know. Someone on their team went AFK, I guess. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's like junglers or top lane tanks will abuse the cheap tank items. That's why they had to nerf Locket so much. And, you know, historically why they've had to nerf Frozen Heart. I mean, back in the day, before they added in the stat, like, support power, like, the only items that were like support items were like tank items, pretty much. It was like Locket, Frozen Heart, for a lot of League's history, and that's why stuff like Alistar and Thresh have been so strong over time. Just get rid of Omwrecker and start again. Oh, the episode today, was that the Carnosaur one? Yeah, the auto-resolve troll. Yeah, I hope so, Alvarez. I mean, we'll get back into it. We're obviously going to get back to winning. It's just kind of a rough week. Just got to focus up. I think we did a good job of like getting those dragons early, just shot calling, making those dragons happen. They are a funnel meta, but Riot doesn't consider them a funnel meta because that's just like how it's been the whole time. I mean, ADCs are extremely strong right now. Like a lot of the top end, people always complain, and people have been complaining for a while that ADCs are OP, especially at higher elo brackets. That's why they nerfed them so hard, to try to diversify bot lane, but also to lower their power after the Ardent Sensor meta of 2017. I think a lot of the top end people are ADCs, although I don't remember for sure. I know it's always junglers, because junglers always the most OP role. But I think it's a lot of ADCs. Like here's one ADC. Blabber's a jungler. There's 2 ADCs in the top 5. Nice, support's getting some love up there. Johnson's ADC, so that's 3.
Your worst decision will haunt you.
That's what, 3 junglers, 3 ADCs, 4 junglers. And a top laner. So I guess that's pretty representative. Supports are almost, in most metas, are going to be a little bit lower near the top end. You're not going to see just a ton of supports. Like,
Let's dance.
but it does happen. What is he playing? I forgot to look at it. Just like a lot of like Recon, Thresh. Yeah, basically. I guessed it. Look at that. Proactive champions that make plays. Little Pike mix in there. What's he getting on Recon? I've been seeing more and more Recons doing this Athene's. I've tried it out a couple of times. I don't know. Now, I really hate the Q max. I know in like Challenger it can be a bit better, but your AD carry has to actually trade with you for that to work. I've tried this build a long time ago with the Ghost Poro and Relentless Hunter second. It's interesting. I'm still partial to the Tenacity build. I think that's what he does a lot of the time. Right? Yeah. Well, solo queue is different from pro play. I mean, Santorin is a pro player. A lot of those top end people are pro players, but they're not just gonna like coast by everybody else and just like instantly get #1 challenger, because it's not organized play, and it's really like solo queue is kind of land of the one tricks or land of the specialists, versus pro is you need to be a lot more versatile and diverse, because you can get banned out because people know who you are. So you can't one trick. You have to be able to play a bunch of different stuff, and you have to be very adaptable to different strategies that your team might want to run, different metas, and also like if you get banned. Well, Doublelift, yeah, I mean Doublelift might be one of those people, but he also probably doesn't play that much. But yeah, I mean some people are just going to be better at solo queue than they are in pro. Some people, some of those people play more on Smurfs than they do on trying to get to the top of the ladder. It's very rarely, I'm trying to think. No, that's not entirely true. Sometimes you see top streamers near the top of the ladder, but It takes a long time to, I think, to queue up if you're near the top of the ladder. I don't know the exact queue times, but a lot of top end players will, or like streamers that are really high ranked, will make Smurf accounts and play on those for a couple of reasons. Number one, you're gonna have faster queue times, and number two, it just makes you look awesome because you're just dumpstering everybody, and you can get like a 70% win rate. You're not gonna be number one on the ladder and have a 70% win rate because you're gonna be playing against, you know, the best people in your region. Now, a lot of them are going to have like 55 to 60, which is really, really good. But it's not going to be one of those like, you know, meme streams where you've got like an account that's like 100 wins, 10 losses or something like that. So that's part of it, is you just like end up looking a lot better, lower queue times. You get more flexibility to play different champions.
All right, let's go. This way or that way?
Stick to the
I
plan.
always thought it's really funny, like if I play normals, you know, people don't like that at all, but you know, a lot of people are very willing to watch Smurfs, which is like,
Welcome
to me, it's basically the same thing. It's like, okay, you're playing against lower ranked people on an account that really doesn't matter that much, the rank, because it's not your main, but for some reason people like it.
I'm in the grass.
Do you love me because I'm beautiful or because I'm sexy?
Not now.
Love is so cruel.
Pro players practice, well, it depends on what their team needs them to do. But I'll guarantee you, if there's a champion that's meta, their coach probably has them practicing it. Like if Silas is good,
Thanks.
because it's such a massive liability, because then you have to ban it. If there's like a champion that's really strong, you're gonna have to flash.
First blood.
Why would you just randomly go walk into that bush? It's like our team is
If it
nowhere
don't get out
close.
of
You have no
control,
CC.
It ain't a party.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes even in normals, you'll get higher ranked people, depending on where you're starting. But
A summoner has disconnected.
There's a surprise.
did he ever connect? It said he disconnected.
A summoner has reconnected.
Can we just stay here?
We must keep moving.
Oh.
Yeah, if she tumbles forward, maybe we can make a play off of it. I don't know. If she ever tumbles, then I can hit her pretty much for free. But yeah, it's a different kind of environment. So yeah, pro players, typically a lot of the top end people in Challenger will either be either pros or former pros or semi-pros. They'll have some link to the pro scene. I could have gone on it right there. Probably should have. Trying to get her while her Q is on cooldown. I'm pretty sure the cooldown doesn't start on the Q until you actually use your auto attack, the empowered auto.
I swear.
I'm fine with that.
No, dude, you can't waste your abilities like that. Why? I don't know the cooldown on her W. I think it's like 12 seconds, though.
It's gonna be okay.
We can do this.
Hey, I know that.
Here I come.
Is he hitting the pike instead of switching to Vayne? Wait, when did they actually get a control ward? What?
How do you
Did
like
Pike start with a... Oh, it's a normal ward. Okay, I thought it was a control ward. I wouldn't take Aftershock on Rakan, no. I think Guardian's just too good with him. I think of Aftershock as people who have... Because, like, Rakan doesn't have to stay in. Like, the way that he trades is typically you go in, you hit your W, you auto-attack, you Q, and then you E back out. Unless you're just, like, hard-winning the fight, then you can keep autoing. But typically, those are his trade patterns, so he doesn't have to take a lot of hits, usually.
Did I tell you I love you?
Yes.
Aftershock is really for people that are going in, and when they go in, they're staying in. You know, like Leona or Pike or something like that. But Rakan's unique in that he can go in and get out, like, pretty much immediately. Hey, what's up, KJ?
You okay?
But Guardian, in general, is going to be stronger if you have shields. It's just like, it's so much extra shielding at the end of the game, and it gives both you and your ally extra protection. And movement speed.
What are those things humans wear on their feet?
Shoes.
I need shoes. Red ones. I need them so bad.
I'd probably always start with pots. Pots are basically, they're just health, right? And so you're losing 150 health. If you're trying to start with a control ward instead of pots, you're basically giving up 300 health, which is, you know, more than 30% of your health pool early game. Fuck, accidentally, damn it. If I ignited her, Pike was sitting right on top of her, and I just accidentally clicked the Pike.
An enemy has been slain.
It would have killed her.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
We should be up a lot of CS. Yeah, we are, because we forced her into a couple of bad backs.
Isn't a Bastian farewell when you say Ulabash?
I was having a moment with Khan.
Holy crap.
For the cause. Okay.
Aw, you were looking out for me.
Well, there's 4.
I'm pretty.
Hey, we got away from it, though, and that's why we play Recon pretty much every game. It's like, oh, 4 bot, cool. Maybe I can get away from it half the time.
Don't leave without me.
I'm gonna try the Mobies.
Supposed to be safe.
I really like the Mobies a lot more. Mobies basically translate into a lot more experience. Obviously, you can roam with it, but people forget about the experience in lanes.
Bored now.
Yeah, her really bad back timing gave him a free plate, and she's missing another wave. I mean, all she got out of that was an extra control ward
Ally has been slain.
by staying for one more wave. I mean, maybe she was like 50 short on BF or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna show people some of the strength.
An ally has been slain.
I maybe could have gone on her there. I think I could have gone on her.
What's after this?
I got her. Took too many hits. Oh, we were so close on the tower, though. I thought we had a couple more minions, but... Damn. If I hadn't taken 2 of those tower shots, obviously it would have been a lot better for us.
Why do you never say yes?
I just lost count of the track of the CS there. Is Rakan good in a pike? It's a, oh, they got the dragon that we should have had 5 years ago. I think it's a skill matchup.
Without wild magic, we have no children. We have
I think about win rate. I don't think my win rate's amazing against him, but I think you definitely can beat him. Rakan's more versatile, but Pike can snowball harder.
Hey, Zaya,
Yeah?
you sick.
Oh, he's getting dumpstered. Okay, Talon's back middle.
I am not blind to any possibility.
Shut down. An ally has been slain. Turret plating will soon fall.
Okay. Last time, it was totally my fault.
What was?
Yeah, I mean Talon's here, so
Ask me again tomorrow.
I always do.
really need to get that first tower. There's a lot of low towers around here. he was low at all. Pike ran top, so we might be able to get this for the cannon wave.
Turret has been destroyed. Your team has destroyed a turret. Your turret has been destroyed. Unstoppable. Your turret has been destroyed.
That Lee knew what's up. He was standing there letting me get a jump out at least, so that was nice.
Be finished.
I still am just a huge proponent of going tank-ish on Recon, like with Knight's Vow.
Enemy
I've tried some of the
rampage.
squishier builds. I mean, I guess if you're really far ahead, we were pretty far ahead bottom, but you just can get blown up so easily. Damage is just so high in the game right now in general. Because there are no tanks, everybody's playing 1v9 champs.
Float. Much.
Shut down.
Oh my god. I could have run out. I thought we were going to get better trade than that. I could have probably just run out after the damage on Teemo, and we could have just got Dragon.
What's with the accent?
Yeah, I mean, the new hot thing has been to go with Fiends early, but if you're like against magic damage bot lane, I think that can be a little better because you do get magic resist off of Fiends. If you're like, especially against like a poke lane, because you get a lot of sustain.
Woo! I am so into
Because
this.
all of your
What is this?
mana regen translates into health regen because of Chalice. We actually have a Malphite in this game? I mean, I guess he is 4-1. He's just, like, never been in a team fight. I guess he didn't have TP there. They're gonna get low doing it. Kill the jungler, kill the jungler.
One genius, that ain't crazy.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Kai'Sa's not OP. Kai'Sa's actually, I mean, she wins some, but I don't think she's OP. I don't think she's even, like, that good a lot of the time. She's okay, but particularly with the build, like, that tier build people are going, like, her win rate in solo queue is, like, 48%. In pro, it's, like, 48%. She's alright.
If you look at things the right way,
I mean, she's probably, like, top 5, but I don't think she's OP. For real? Oh, my God. Can't believe he got me with just the corner of that. I didn't even see anybody else there, and then all of a sudden it's like 5 people.
I trust my luck.
I guess, I mean, I didn't need to clear that ward though. Like, who cares? We know where they're gonna be. They're gonna be on us in our base for the next few minutes, so.
You have slain an enemy.
Malphite, go, bro! They got nothing. Just auto. You've got a lot of armor. I think we could have run him down with the Malphite Q, just autoing him and queuing the Talon. Like, where's he gonna go? He's already used all his jumps. I think he's playing that way too scared. Talon just used all of his cooldowns to get that kill. I think we could have two-man that.
Everything. That's the only way to live.
Yeah, there's a lot of games that seem like that.
The humans will never understand our kind until they hear the song. How can humans not hear the magic?
How long is our smoke cooldown? It's like 18 seconds, 20 seconds. Shouldn't have any CDR. We gotta wait on a Kali's smoke, I
We
think.
got a problem.
Think or no?
I know we got a problem?
Alright, Malphite, let's go, buddy. Who was up there? Timo? Oh, yeah. No, dude. Now he wants to chase?
Has been slain.
So he won't chase earlier when it's 2v2 and we have a huge advantage, but now he'll chase the Timo 1v1 across the map.
Shut down.
Okay.
Ain't nothing I say should be taken serious.
We'll just do Kindle Gem as our last item just to get the 40% CDR. The game will probably be over before we turn it into something, but... Yeah, that's true, Jordan. Okay, they're all there. Uh-oh. Why did she go back in, man? Might lose the game off of that one. Dude, you just... No, Akali... I just got to mute, man. No, you just threw the game, dude. You got caught. I mean, I jumped in, too. I should have just let her die. But, like, it has absolutely 100% nothing to do with Lisa. And, yes, Lee has a bad KDA, but you threw that play right there really hard. That was 100% you. Had nothing to do with Lee, why you pushed up middle when Zaya told you she needed a back for a huge item.
I'm offended by how little attention.
Yeah. When the Silas uses Malphite's ult better than Malphite does. That's a true story. Well, he's a better champion because he does something other than his ult. Malphite's like just press R. That's all Malphite has. Silas is like, ooh, I get the press R and I have other abilities. Like, I don't know. Like, people, a lot of times people, you know, want to put the blame on the person with the terrible KDA or whatever. It's like, yeah, Lee's not doing that well. Like, the Akali's trying to blame this Lee. Akali doesn't even have a great KDA right now. But I think it's just so much the responsibility of the people who are doing really well. Because you're supposed to carry, like, the clowns. You're going to have clowns on your team. So it's like the guy that's 11-0 and ints twice near the end of the game in team fights. And then they lose the game. You know, that's a lot his fault too. He's the chosen one. He has all the gold, you know, all that stuff. Wait, how the F did Zaya die again? Did Silas kill her with the ult? Nah, I'd rather have an Akali than a Lee any day. Well, Vayne, bot lane is bailed out. We smash them. Lose both solo lanes. Jungler feeds and make a few macro plays that are poor, and we lose the game. Hashtag League of Legends. I mean, Malphite's just pretty bad in general. I'm never with it. ADC was right there. I peeled her in several fights, but like the Malphite got, I think he got the Vayne and the Silas. Like I have to follow that up. I mean, she's got peel. Like she has her ult. People shouldn't be able to get on her that easily. Usually you go in. Oh, I mean, it depends on what's going on. Silas is pretty Rakan's pretty versatile, but a lot of times you want to use your W offensively, and then you use your E defensively to come back and shield him. But she kept getting deleted. Well, top one. Like, top was up in kills, but the Teemo was exerting, like, way more map pressure through most of the game. But yeah, I mean, it really was the Akali throw, and I should have just let her die, so that was my fault. I'm not honoring Lee. Lee was awful that game. I mean, it's cool that people don't tilt, but I'd rather them just play well. Like, I'm not gonna... He wasn't even getting harassed like that much. Nah, I'm not playing Alistar. I can't take requests for, like, off-meta champs. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to get back up. I mean, yeah, Lee had a ping. I'm sure he has all kinds of excuses, but... I don't know. I don't believe in, I don't believe in participation trophies. Alistar's just a worse Rakan, I think, most of the time. Like, he's okay, but like if you go in, you're not getting back out, and I just don't like those types of champs. Enjoy the loss, huh? People just get like tilted out. I mean, Janna has a high win rate right now, but I just would rather play something that can make plays. I mean, some people like playing Janna, or like watching Janna. I've played Janna a lot, you know, in the past. I just think that right now, there are probably better choices. I just don't trust my AD carry. I think Janna's way better in a tank meta. I mean, she's got a win rate right now that's good, but... Thanks, Carlos. I mean, I've gotten to Diamond playing support. It's not like it can't be done. You just have to play really well, you know? Well, he's playing as good champion. Maybe he's just being edgy. Yeah, I've duoed before. You don't... I mean, my thoughts on duo is you don't win significantly more games with a duo. At least I never have historically, unless you're playing with someone that is significantly higher elo than you. You're not going to win that much more. I've even duoed. There's a guy, T in the Man, that we've duoed with a few times, who was a former, like, high diamond master player. Now he's like low diamond, platinum for a while, and even with him, we didn't consistently win a ton of games. We'd win some games, but then there were some days it'd just be really far off. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, you always rely on your team to some extent to win, right? But it's just like, what is the champion capable of doing? How many different ways can they win? Rakan can definitely 1v9. Like, you could say, okay, what are you going to play that's, like, going to 1v9, right? Like, Pyke's banned in 50% of the games or more. I don't think Soraka. If you're saying... I don't know if you're saying Soraka or if you missed the N on Rakan there. No, it doesn't really affect your MM... Like, I think it might give the enemy team a slightly higher MMR. Like, maybe 10 or something, but it's nothing significant. Yeah, no, Soraka is definitely not a great 1v9. She's okay, but she's super vulnerable to getting camped bot by like 4 people. And like Zyra, you know, I've played Zyra a lot too, but the issue with Zyra is in the mid game, if your other lanes are failing, then you fall behind.
Should be taken seriously.
And you can just get camped and killed.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, I know statistically it seems like it would make sense, but realistically,
Has disconnected.
as far as like actual win rates go, it doesn't seem to matter that much.
Humans
30
will
seconds
never
until minions
understand
spawn.
our kind until they hear the song.
I mean, to some extent, almost everybody, if you're playing in your natural elo bracket, that's different than if you're smurfing. Like, if you're smurfing and trying to get to Challenger as fast as possible, or you're a booster, like, you're not going to play support in general. And you might play Pyke or something like that if you were playing support. But,
What is this?
you know, you try to be playing things like Riven, Yasuo, Silas, you know, just a lot of these 1v9 champs. But if you're in your actual elo bracket, those champs... like, they can be really good, but they're also super risky. I don't think my macro...
Magic
Oh, you're
is
talking
supposed
over
to be
here?
safe.
They have 3 TPs. Yeah, I mean, we gotta watch out for that, but... there are... well, I think the best comps right now, honestly, are where you have basically 3 or 4 1v9 champions, because then there's a good chance that one of them is gonna get fed.
The humans call
Because
it
tanks
that.
aren't really that viable, so you just play a bunch of 1v9 champs, one of them's gonna get fed. Like, I think one of the best team comps you could get would be something like, I don't know, like Riven top, Akali mid, jungle Silas, bot lane Draven, or something like that on people that know how to play those champs. It's like 4 hardcore 1v9 champs, and then just a support with like good utility, good CC and engage, like a Pyke, Rakan, something like that.
Zaya, hey!
That's another reason that I really like Rakan right now over a lot of other stuff. Is like I think he's the best engage, and a lot of other roles just don't have a lot of engage. Sometimes you have engage. Sometimes you have a Malphite on your team that never uses their ult. I mean, great. AFK jungler. He comes back literally at 3 minutes. Don't forget last game that I think that was the game where Lee was like 2.5 minutes late to the jungle. Maybe it wasn't Lee, maybe it was top laner, but somebody was like really late.
Smile. Everyone is watching. Breathe in the atmosphere.
I will dance.
Thought that Azir was gonna troll me, man. He did, but fortunately somebody else stepped in. He wasn't giving me a jump. I see games all the time. Maybe not like actual literal 1v9, but I see it where it's like one champion is responsible for like 80% of the wins. It's like in half the games.
Humans talk about their treaties.
The only way to live.
An ally has been slain.
What humans call magic, we call life.
I mean, I legit think that Rakan is one of the least team dependent supports, just because like there's somebody, if anybody on your team is doing okay, like there's a way you can play around that champion with Rakan. Like there's some item you can get, there's some like pathing you can do, there's some roaming you can do. Like there's some way you can play with that champion to, you know, win games. Like that's what I like about Rakan. He's just so versatile. He can survive. He's probably the best at dealing with a 4-person camp bottom. That's what I think is the safest. Pyke's really safe too.
1, 2, 3.
An ally has been slain.
3. You will learn what beauty truly is.
Okay, Lee's top. Keeps invading Nunu. I guess he knows that Nunu didn't connect or something. I'm not really sure.
The world's a big place.
It shouldn't tell the enemy team when you have someone that reconnects. Killing spree. Well, that's annoying. That stops me mid-dive. Right here, 1v9, the Fiora. Oh my god. Okay, we got him. Jungler here? Right? I mean... I just got myself killed too. Why did I even turn around for that? I guess we get a kill, but
Has been slain.
that's not one as bad as it could be. We got a trade, even though there was 4 bot.
Ha! I'm G to the D. Golden diamonds, boy.
Why flash instead of E? I don't remember which play you're talking about.
They will see my dance. Then they will know magic's joy and its fury. For humans, magic is like fire. For us, it is war.
Can we do this dragon? He better have his chomp.
It is a song you cannot resist. Our bodies are bleeding. My ladies help me. One, two, one, two. Woo! All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to entertain myself. But you too!
He flashed? I think he flashed, right? Oh my god, that's Tilter. Fucking gold card in the middle of my W.
An ally has been slain.
Okay.
I'm so fine, I'll kick myself.
Hey, what's up, Edmund? Good to see you again, buddy.
It don't take a lot of words to tell the truth.
I get a control ward here.
I dance because I'm free.
turret has been destroyed. Turret plating will fall.
We're trying, man. Yeah, you can donate for a Soraka game if you want. Oh, he did. He had heal. Holy shit! Like, if he would have just healed, I could have E'd back out. Yeah.
An
There's
ally has been
wildness in the
slain.
bees and the flowers. It's just a fury humans don't see. Vision. First step towards understanding. They want us in cages. We refuse.
Whoa, why, dude? Holy shit.
Has been slain.
Yeah, tell me again how one champ can't take over a game right now?
A little spark of madness.
Like, Fiora is like the only reason they're even remotely in this game. But she's just crushing us.
All filthy and dangerous.
Alright, I guess we should just back off the tower. I thought we could turn and kill him if I CC'd 3 of them.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I just try out Frozen
Zaya
Heart
says
here. They
someone
have so
has
much
to
AD.
die, they die, and they deserve it.
It's getting the 20% CDR would be pretty nice. Please? Oh my god.
Should I be running? Yeah, I should probably be running.
Dude, I'm gonna be so sad if we lose to a freaking Frozen Fist TF support. We lost to something ridiculous yesterday, too. I mean, we won bot lane hard. That's the story of, like, every game. Even playing Rakan, it's like, we win the lane pretty hard. But, like, I'd say we're leading in kills probably over half the time, and in CS a lot of the time, too. There's Fiora picking up her, like, 4th tower.
I can't die looking this good.
I'm dead here.
Has destroyed a turret.
Riot really needs to tone down, like, the ability to, like, 1v9 in this game, honestly. It's so frustrating, because it's like, I feel like if I win lane, it's fine, but, like... Or even if I play well in the mid game, it's just so hard to deal with a super fed champion. Like, they added shutdowns and stuff, it's just, I don't know, man. I feel like it's just too much power. Fiora's not even, like, one of the strongest 1v9s out there. Like, she's alright at it, you know, but... I don't know. I mean, like I said, I've gotten Diamond a couple of times this season, which is more than I've done in a lot of seasons, so it's not like it's impossible to win. It's just kind of feels bad. It just feels like you don't have agency unless you are the chosen one in a game, you know? This guy has to quit wasting his ult on that shit, dude. It's like... You don't need to do that. Just let me CC him. It's like twice I've tried to go in with him, and he ults. Hey, thanks, Smash. I appreciate it, buddy. They might Baron, I mean. Okay, Ezreal's down there, so they probably won't, but... that is a 1v9. She has 7 kills, and she's taken 4 towers. Like, how is that not a 1v9?
I want them to hear the music.
An enemy has been slain.
I need to know when the
An ally has been slain.
Like, she's carrying the rest of her team super hard. And that doesn't necessarily mean she's 100% going to win the game, but it feels like she has a super disproportionate, like, influence on this game right now. Compared to, like, seasons past, there have been champions, obviously, that are, like, going to be good, but I don't know. It just feels like there's a lot more of that right now, and I think a lot of times because there just aren't as many tanks to punish, like, the squishy hyper carry champs.
An enemy is legendary.
I think they underestimate my charm. How is that even possible? frightened?
Your turret has been destroyed. Has been destroyed.
So this is not a 1v9, right? This person has about the same amount of influence as other people in the game, right?
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Taking like 6 towers, 13 and 1. I mean, I think that champions should obviously be rewarded if they're ahead, but it's like, it's just too hard to get back into games right now. It's just so snowball dependent. I mean, I'm CCing her. We're trying. She just, like, rolls up and just deletes everybody. Because she's had so much gold off of, like, the initial tower plates. Oh, I should have waited on help with the wards. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if the 4 people on her team DC'd, like, we're not being, like, 100% literal about the 1v9. Just saying that, like, champions that get ahead early, especially, like, the squishy hyper carry type of champions, are too strong in this meta. Because there's nothing to balance them out. It's too difficult to get back in the games. There's no... Like, a lot of the champions that people are going to be playing just aren't effective when they're playing from behind. Because there aren't tanks that are that good. It's like Nunu's okay in the jungle. This guy was behind on him. I mean, I'm not going to build Grievous Wounds. I don't know if someone else has it or not, but this Lee's made a ton of mistakes. He had a couple of decent plays, but he had a couple of not so decent plays too. This person's not even particularly amazing on Fiora. It's like 40%, but she just gets ahead early, and that's it. So it's like we won our lane. We won our lane pretty decisively. I mean, we lost to a freaking TF support that rushed Iceborne Gauntlet. Took the Glacial Augment. Didn't have a single ability that interacts with Glacial Augment. Already has a slow on his red card that doesn't stack with Glacial Augment. Swiftness boots coin. I mean, I just don't even know what to say, man. It's just sad. Everybody kept asking for that. How can I carry my, like, chimp teammates? And everyone has been, like, calling for 1v9 forever. They're like, please, just make it so I can 1v9 these champions. It's like, yeah, but when it happens to you, when it's like the other team gets the 1v9 champion, they get ahead because your top laner is garbage, and you win your lane, and you can't win the game, even though you're like, I mean, I made mistakes in that game. It's not like it's impossible. I'm not trying to say that it's impossible, but I think a lot of people, that's one of the major complaints of this season, is that it's just too snowbally. Like, games are just determined too early. And a lot of that's because there isn't really a proper mid game, and there's not a proper counterplay to these, you know, hyper carries, because there's no tanks. Yeah, TF was their support. Did you donate, Ed? I know you had talked about it. Check my Gmail real quick. Sometimes it doesn't show up on Streamlabs. Okay. You can definitely carry as support. I mean, one of the top 5 people right now was support, playing things like Thresh and Rakan that make plays, but I was making some decent plays. There's a couple of bonehead plays in there too, but I was making some decent plays in there. You know, we were getting flashes, we were getting some kills. We just can't keep up with the Fiora. It's like, you know, when we come out of lane and we've got like 2 kills and we're up 30 CS, they're like, yeah, sweet. But then you look up top lane and it's like, okay, well, she's taking 2 towers, she's up 50 CS, and she has like 5 kills. And it's like, well, it's like, you just can't, I don't know what it is, like, because they tried to add in like the bounty system to where you'd get more gold if you shut down the people. I think a lot of it is tower plates give too much gold. It should be like 100 gold or something for a plate instead of, you know, 180. Like, their compromise, their idea in Season 9, and that's something that's unique to Season 9. Tower plates didn't exist before. Was that, okay, we're going to keep the towers up longer so that people don't take the towers early and just snowball really hard off a macro. You know, so towers don't fall at like 8 minutes into a game. But in exchange for that, we're going to like give a bunch of gold to the towers. So if you're consistently taking them, you get a hell of a lot of gold off of them. Right? So the towers are essentially like double money. It's like 900 gold off of tower plates. And you get first tower gold. And you get normal tower gold. So if you get the first tower with all the plates, it's like, yeah, you might get it 4 or 5 minutes slower. But in exchange for that, you're effectively getting like 2 or 3 times the value out of it. Hey, what's up, Thraxis? Yeah, but you could punish enemies before by just taking their tower. But there wasn't as much gold in the game early. I'm trying to think of what else they did. So they made Scuttles stronger last season. That was really controversial. They made Dragons a lot more powerful in the early game. So that snowballed people. Okay, well, this is a dodge. They got a troll. Dude, it feels like I'm actually in Iron Games right now. We've got like TF support, and we've got like Soraka mid with Smite. Yeah, I'd rather them just lose their tower if they roam. I think it's actually like more beneficial for the roamers. because they're, if you roam, they're only going to get one plate now. They're not going to like be able to take your tower in like 2 waves. Because before, if you like roamed, if you wanted to go sit bot lane as Talon or something, for example, you push and roam. Now maybe they get a plate on you, but you have a good chance of getting a lot of kills bot lane. And if you get a kill bot lane, you get to get their plates and a bunch of other stuff. I mean, I don't know. It's going to take a while, probably. No, I'm not going to play it, dude. I can't loot. I'm going to get demoted off of this crap and go down to P4. Like, I know it's not a grand mystery what's going to happen here. The Soraka is going to get absolutely massacred mid lane because this is Platinum and not Iron 4. I mean, I get it that people like novel picks and interesting picks. I totally feel that. But at the same time, it's like, I really would like to not get demoted. Am I going to get demoted anyways? Probably. But I like to have a decent chance. It was not a Soraka one trick. I just looked at the op.gg. It's like the 4th most played champion. But even if it was, like, it's just not going to fly. I've gotten baited into that so many times. So I'm like, okay, this player's just playing a bad champ, but they have a good win rate on it. And then we just get smashed most of the time. Like, those were the stats. I know. That's the thing, Curdy, is a lot of people are like, yeah, sure. They just don't even care. I mean, I always have to be the person that dodges. Like, Rakan and, like, Pyke are the only 2 people that I've won with lately, and I mean, I'm going to try to see if I can play, like, if I get an opportunity and the team comp's right, like, maybe Pyke, maybe Yumi, but it just feels like Rakan, like, if I just played it a little bit better, would definitely give me the best chances. It wasn't even that good, like, before they reworked it. It was, like, okay. It was viable sometimes. In, like, one very specific meta where Soraka was, like, in general, just a very strong champion. That was back when she had really good wave clear with her Starfall. Yeah, I mean, advice getting a diamond. I mean, I have a whole a video that I released near the beginning of this season that was talking about trying to get to diamond. I mean, you just got to play focus. You can't give up any games. You just have to play really, really well most of the time because in Platinum, I mean, I guess in a lot of ELOs, but it gets so much harder in Platinum. The biggest thing is actually a structural thing that you don't get a free win anymore on a promotion series. So if you get, if you're in gold or lower and you get demoted, then you only have to win 3 of your next 4 games to get back in. You actually get a free loss if you want. You can still get it because you get a free win in your promo series. So not only is it that you have to go 50-50 in the promo series, but you can actually lose one and still win the next one and get it. So you've got a 75% chance to win your promo series most of the time. Even if you're only doing as well as everybody else, even if it's just like a coin flip, are you going to win the game? You got a 75% chance of winning because you have 1 coin flip at the start. You lose, okay, you got 1 more coin flip. If you win, you got it. So that's the difference. So you have to win 25% in gold and lower in a promo series in order to promote, versus in Platinum, you have to win 66%, because you actually have to win 2 out of 3, which is an astronomical difference. I mean, obviously. So it hurts badly when you get demoted. You have to win 80% to get back. So you lose one game at 0 LP. A lot of times you're demoted. And it's like, basically, it looks like you're only being demoted for 25 LP, but in reality, you're being demoted for closer to like 50 or 60 LP. So that is, that's the biggest thing that a lot of people don't talk about or think about that much. But statistically, it's just like basically increases your win rate. You get like a free, 10%. But it doesn't count as a win. It doesn't actually show up in your win rate, right? Because it's a free win in Platinum, so it doesn't show up anywhere. But it's like you effectively get like a free 10 to 15% extra win rate just off of that structure. Trust me, you will not like the promotion series when you get to Platinum. You might like it at Gold and lower. You will not like it when you get to Platinum and higher. Because it's like dramatically stacked against you to go lower. You can kind of preserve MMR by dodging, but it needs to be very extreme. Because it's like, what? A win is equal to, I don't know, 18 to 20 MMR. So if you're dodging, you might preserve just a pinch of MMR that might make your, your next game. If you dodge your promo series, maybe you get one more LP in your next game because of your MMR differential. So it's like you get 5% of a win by dodging it. So yeah, if you dodge like, 20 games, you're going to get a free win. But in a series, it's just not going to be worth it. Because like if you're not in a series, then saving the LP can kind of make it worth it over time. But like in a series, it just has to be something like extremely troll. Like people are actually saying, if you dodge out of a series, then you don't lose. Like you lose whatever the dodge LP is. So I mean, that's one of the main arguments is like, okay, if you dodge, then it's only going to take one more game to get back in the series instead of 2. But I don't know. It's definitely needs to be something like ultra extreme to dodge in a series, I think. Okay, they banned Draven anyways. That's who I was going to ban, so. I don't think so. It's extremely rare. Like, almost nobody does that, though, Jordan. Yeah, that's one person who's doing, like, a publicity stunt. Who's, like, trying to stay in bronze, but dodging every single game so that his MMR goes up. But most people want to actually have the diamond, banner. Or they want, the higher banner, the higher rewards, all that stuff. Because that's how Riot wants it, man. Yeah, I mean, it clips you every time you're trying to go up, too, right? So a lot of times, when you get into a promo series, you're going to have like 90 LP or something, and you lose that 10 LP by going into the promos. And then you win 2 games in your promos. If you win 2 in a row, then you would have normally gone up like 40 LP. So now it's clipped 50 LP off of you, or 50 rank off of you. And then a lot of times, if you're at 0 LP and you lose 1 game, you're going to get demoted again. So now you got to go 80% more. You got to effectively gain like 70 LP in order to get re-promoted for the loss that would have given you 20. Yeah, but you can't take extreme cases as a standard. Like, there's going to be almost anything you can think of out there, but you don't want to use that as, like, an example of everything. Like, you can probably find somebody who's like, I know there's that one guy, it's like the Teemo one trick. There's probably a couple of them that are, like, in Challenger. But you can't just look at that and say, okay, well, all I have to do to get to Challenger is just spam Teemo and build what this guy builds, and I'll be Challenger tomorrow. You know, it's not how it works. Because he's an exception. It's like Bill Gates built, you know, a tech empire, what is now the biggest U.S. company in the world, $1 trillion company. I didn't realize that Microsoft was actually bigger than Amazon. They've made they made some big moves in the last 5 years, I guess. But yeah, I mean, he did that dropping out of college and just like starting a tech business in his garage. But it's not like, I think it would be foolish to advise, you know, a teenager these days, hey man, just drop out of college and try to start a tech business in your garage. I mean, there's lots of Silicon Valley tech companies that do that, but you don't hear about all the people that fail that also do that. You only hear about the success stories. Typically. It's the same thing in League of Legends. You know, there's tons of people spamming Teemo every day that lose a lot of games. You know, there's a lot of people that are dodging promo series that are, you know, potentially winnable,
Summoner's Rift.
that are holding themselves back. It's just like that one crazy case where that one person dodges all of his promos, and he's not dodging it necessarily because it's the right or most efficient thing to do. It's because it's a publicity stunt, because he's trying to see how high he can get his MMR,
I'm just trying to live.
you know, while he's still in bronze, so that people will hear about it and say, wow, that's crazy, and then they'll go check out his YouTube channel, or they'll view him on Twitch or whatever. It's like the whole, whatever the hell his name was, the Rome Teemo mid guy, whatever. Did that guy actually think 100% that that is like the best thing you could be doing as support? There's no way, legitimately, in his heart, he actually thinks that's true. What it is was a publicity stunt.
I'm gonna burn this
He knew
place
it would
down.
eventually piss off a lot of high-end people. It did. He knew it would cause controversy because he's really pushing a hot button issue that other people have pushed, which is like, what are the limits and ethics of picks in League of Legends? And he got a ton more views because of that. He got a lot of publicity. No one knew who the hell he was. Now all of a sudden he's got all this support. People are probably donating for him. People are watching his stream, trying to, you know.
I can't die.
And, you know, it's good. It's really smart marketing. But yeah, I mean, you just can't, like, you got to see through some of these things, though, right? And say, yeah, it's not necessarily the best thing to be doing. It's just, it either works for this guy or this guy's doing it as a publicity stunt. I think they're about to hit 2, right? Dude, they're about to hit 2, man. That's why they're stepping up.
Without wild magic, we have no children, we have no future.
I mean, it can happen. Like, entrepreneurs are a real thing, but it's like, yeah, it's not for everybody. I mean, not everyone has to go to college either. You definitely, you know, out of high school, become a plumber or something like that, but make some good money, a mechanic.
I dance because I'm free.
Yeah, I don't think that it's something that people would or should recommend for a lot of people. Why did that just do like 300 damage?
Magic that's wild.
I mean, I know
I'm
it's
just here for the
electrocute, but there's so much damage in the game right now.
An ally has been slain.
I can because I'm free.
Shit, I'm gonna die. My bard had to angle for this time.
It's all filthy and dangerous. And that's why I love it.
Wait, when did he heal earlier? During the exchange?
I'm gonna take all they got, then laugh as I throw it away. I am definitely more confident in dangerous situations.
An ally has been slain.
What is priority?
Damn it, Zaya,
What the hell are you talking about?
I want them to see. Man, have you seen that forest over there?
It's probably on this. Viking new dragon pretty early.
An ally has been slain.
I will walk in. I will dance. They will part.
Camping top. They're gonna get dragon, of course. Because, you know, it's solo queue. So whoever camps bottom's gonna win. Maybe he gets a kill top.
I know people are watching. How could they not be?
Shut down.
I guess at least we got something. They really need to make the map, like, more symmetrical.
Be patient.
fix. Got the late game, baby. Hashtag late game. Newsflash, there is no late game.
They will remember my name.
Every game's over in 20 minutes with some, at least one champion being like 7-1.
An ally has been slain.
My allies are recognizing how amazing and broken. Serious. Rude.
Vi's pretty good right now, actually. There aren't as many junglers that have like really nice engage. She's just great at a Clown Fiesta. Your ult's up, you just walk around, okay, somebody's dead. Basically. Like those types of champs I think are really good. Scared this Bard's gonna blow me up. Bard does so much damage. What?
Has been slain.
How did that do like fucking like 400 damage?
An enemy has been slain.
It's a revolution.
Why is there so much damage?
Good times.
Enemy killing spree.
Magic is a wilderness.
She ulted me for like 400 damage pre-mitigation. It's like literally 50% of my health.
I am only as wild as you.
I don't think Jinx is very good at a Clown Fiat. I mean, she does get resets, but she doesn't have any escapes. She has like no defense. I think the best Clown Fiesta, probably Draven. He puts out so much damage early. But then some chant like Lucian's pretty good at like skirmishing.
I will make them hear.
Kaisa can be alright if you get those isolated Qs. Yeah, it's fun. I love not being able to interact. I love getting one-shotted. It's just like it's not even the assassins anymore. It's like every champion.
Feel good. Kick some ass.
An ally has been slain.
I'm here. I'm gonna show people some of this truth.
See, like right there, I didn't take any damage. I mean, I know I had bone plating up to prevent some of it, and I got like a cloth armor. Like, how am I not taking... I'm taking like 50 damage right there. Then like earlier, he did like 300 damage to me with a combo. Can we like make a play here?
Danger is as fun as you let it be.
Wait, what did she rocket earlier? Did she throw a cross-map rocket? Dude, I guess I should have watched her ult timer. I just assumed she hadn't rocketed because we hadn't had any fights. But I should have looked at her ult timer. Just throwing random ults, like, Just don't ever do that, man. I know it's cool if you actually hit it, but the reality is you're going to miss that like 90% of the time, and you give up so much lane pressure. Like, just hold it for your Rakan or your Leona or whoever your engaged support is. Because now when my ult's up again, we're not going to be able to have any kill threat, because Jinx is just not going to be able to kill people without rockets this early, without her ult. See if we can get at least one plate here.
An ally has been slain.
You get one more? Why was Vi there? I guess she was trying to get a dive or something.
Turret has been destroyed.
I gotta try to stay. Second dragon. That's a lot of magic damage. I'm gonna have to go Mercs.
Don't leave nothing. Bring it all.
I mean, basically, if I'm not there, Jinx is just gonna die constantly. But I feel like I had to defend tier 2, or they were just gonna take the tower. And I was making some plays around the Akali. I think we had some alright stuff happen. But no. We just can't. There's not enough.
An ally has been slain.
I think Zaya told me to improvise. At least, that's the only part of the plan I remember. Humans made promises.
Your turret has been destroyed. Enemy killing spree.
There's too many people. We're probably gonna get collapsed on and killed here.
I miss
An ally has been slain.
Literally every corner of the map, everyone's dying.
Why is it taking so long to
I
get
don't think
back
there are a lot
to
of boosters. I just think it's a game of extremes. It's like either you're the chosen one or you're not playing that game. Like, that's what it feels like. I guess their team, this time, their team actually has a pretty balanced attack, just like everyone on our team is just beating. I mean, Scar has been complaining about this for a long time before he went over to Teamfight Tactics. This is something he would always say, and I was like, I don't know, Scar. I don't know if I agree with that. And I mean, I don't know. I'm conflicted because this is one of my best, at least statistical ranked seasons, because different windows of time. You know, I've been Diamond several times, and that's the best that I've done. Like, this is my best ranked season ever. So it's not like it's impossible. It's just been a really hard, like, probably about a month and a half or so now. But I don't know. Maybe something did change about the meta I just wasn't thinking about. I'm not really sure. There's been several patches now, so it wasn't like it was just like one patch. I don't think any, like, a lot of the balancings around Pro, they haven't even changed, like, so the meta hasn't even changed that much. I think that maybe they just buffed the overall damage on different champs or something. I don't know. I think there is too much damage though, yeah, for sure. Although they've nerfed a lot of the big culprits, it still feels like it's a lot. Like, they've nerfed Electrocute and Dark Harvest a ton. They've nerfed Airy a lot. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of damage also.
I was worried there.
But
A summoner has disconnected.
If Zaya says someone has to die, they die. They deserved it.
I know, but I still feel like the damage is way higher than it used to be in seasons past. A lot of it has to do with the runes. Yeah, there is a lot of mobility. I mean, that is definitely a power creep with a lot of these remakes and new champs. Mobility creep.
Straight road.
Like I said, you know, they're just never going to create a Soraka in 2019 or like a not a Janna, but like, well, they're not going to do that either. But like a Garen in 2019.
They're gonna try and test me?
So they want to make, you know, cool champion. The thing is, like, mobility, it's fun to play, it's fun to watch. Sometimes it's not fun to play against. It just allows you the ability to just make plays. I mean, that's part of why I like Rakan a lot, is because he's so mobile. I mean, this game's over, like, I probably rage quit. Ekram's, like, losing his mind. Couldn't really engage on the buy with the aftershock. She's just gonna be impossible to kill even with no defensive items when she goes in. Well, a lot of these newer champs though have really low win rates. Like, they're almost all under 50%. But, you know, in the 1v9 meta, if you just run 4 of them, one of them's gonna go off, and it's okay. If the other 3 feed, as long as you just have one of those champions has like 8 kills, you're gonna win. And if that's a demotion, I'll probably just call it for the night. I'm really tired too. I mean, it might be why I'm not doing so hot tonight. Although, you know, we haven't done that well for the past few days. Yeah, I agree. I mean, tanks being absent is a huge deal. Yeah. Okay, we'll go ahead and call it, and we'll try to get back in there tomorrow. Anyways, we'll get back in there tomorrow. We'll be on Twitch, so be sure to come check us out. We'll try to do some more guides, some more, you know, just sort of standalone videos up over the next little bit. But anyways, see everybody next time. Have a great day.